Panginoong Diyos, aming Ama, ang Diyos ng awa at mapagpatawad. Ang biyaya mo ay tunay at lubos, walang katulad at banal. Ngayong Kapaskuhan at nalalapit na bagong taon, inaalala namin ang tunay na regalo sa sangkatauhan. Pinagkaloob mo ang iyong anak na si Jesus upang kami na naniniwala ay maligtas sa aming mga kasalanan at sa kamatayan. Marami sa amin ang nalulungkot at nangungulila sa mga mahal namin sa buhay na nawala dahil sa COVID virus, sakuna at mga sakit. Pakinggan niyo po ang aming mga panalangin at panaghoy. Kalamayin niyo po ang aming mga puso at bigyan ng lingap at kapayapaan kaming mga naulila at nahihirapan. Naway ang kalooban niyo po ang maghari at maganap. Ikaw po ang tunay at may alam ng bawat kalagayan ng iyong mga anak. Espiritu Santo, o aming Diyos, datnan mo po kaming tapat at naglilingkod sa iyo. Ito ang aming samot panalangin na may buong pusong pagtitiwala sa ngalan ng Ama, Anak, at Espiritu Santo. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Are you ready to explore a new kind of music? Yung bang kakaiba na hindi mo pa napapakinggan, mga bagong artist? Nagugulat sa inyo sa kanilang awit at tugtugan. Discover them, hear them in Napalm Hour. Ang Napalm ay ang new all-Pinoy alternative music source na para sa kakaibang musika. Alternative artists and bands all the time. Catch them at Napalm Hour. Mondays through Fridays, 12 noon to 1 p.m. and 8 to 9 p.m. Streaming live on V81 Radio mobile app. Kaya i-download mo na for free. Now na! Coming soon on Napalm Season 3. If you rock with them, we're gonna roll them. Get ready for Napalm Music Awards because your new all-Pinoy alternative music source is about to bring the house down. Abangan at tumutok lang tuwing Sunday, 1 p.m. dito sa Napalm para sa mga updates. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio, Manila. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Are you ready to explore a new kind of music? Yung bang kakaiba na hindi mo pa napapakinggan, mga bagong artist. Nagugulat sa inyo sa kanilang awit at tugtugan. Discover them, hear them in Napalm Hour. Ang Napalm ay ang new all-Pinoy alternative music source na para sa kakaibang musika. Alternative artists and bands all the time. Catch them at Napalm Hour. Mondays through Fridays, 12 noon to 1 p.m. and 8 to 9 p.m. Streaming live on V81 Radio mobile app. Kaya i-download mo na for free. Now na! Coming soon on Napalm Season 3. If you rock with them, we're gonna roll them. Get ready for Napalm Music Awards because your new all-Pinoy alternative music source is about to bring the house down. Abangan at tumutok lang tuwing Sunday, 1 p.m. dito sa Napalm para sa mga updates. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio, Manila. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O di ba madali lang, kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O di ba madali lang, kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. We'll be back shortly, Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook at V81 Radio Manila. Simple lang, itype lang ang letter V81 Radio Manila. O di ba madali lang, kaya i-like at i-follow na. Want to see who will bring home the win? Get ready for Napalm Music Awards. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are now tuned in to Making a Difference. This is a show created to inspire and motivate the youth of today. My name is Erika Mison, and I am your host for Making a Difference. So last week, as we started the new year, that was Making a Difference first episode for the year, I invited different life coaches. So I had Coach Tony Espiritu, and then of course I had the very famous, compelling goal setter, Coach Cherry Pua Africa, and with her friend and a very, very special guest, Miss Jinbi Go. She is the president of the BPI Family Savings Bank. So they gave their insights on how to set your goals and keep stay on track with your New Year's resolution. So if you want to watch that episode, you can still watch it on Making a Difference Facebook page, or you can watch it on V81 Radio's YouTube channel. So you can watch that episode together with my previous episodes since season 1. It's all there in our Facebook and YouTube channel. So for this episode, I invited an environmental youth organization, and with me today are their two very young representatives, and their names are Danielle Savellano and Mattie Balagat. So I'd like to call them on screen. Hi, Danielle and Mattie.
Hi.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi. Doing okay. Good to be here
At
on the 81 radio.
doing okay. I'm excited to have you both on Making a Difference. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and I'm really excited to get to know more about what you do for your organization. So just to give the viewers a very brief background, Danielle over here, the one beside me, she is the Partnerships Committee Chair, while Mattie, who's below me and Danielle, she is the Public Relations Chair for their youth organizations, Wayfarers. Okay, so there you can see on their names, that's the name of their youth organization. Now, before we start, of course, I always start my show. I interview my guests, very, very quick interview to get to know the guests that I have for today. So let's start with Danielle first. So, Danielle, tell us something about yourself. Are you still studying? Where are you based?
I'm
And
Dan or Dan, and I'm 18 years old. I'm currently a senior at the Philippine Science High School in Diliman. And
wow.
yeah, I'm the partnerships chair of Favors.
Okay. So, you, I'm just guessing, it's your favorite subject, science.
Yes, Bio.
Really? Biology? Well, okay, fine. I think that was my favorite not subject. That was my favorite topic for science, biology. But then why biology? Is there a reason biology caught your attention?
The main field that I'm interested in is microbiology. And it might be because I'm small, but no. I've always been interested in how small things can possibly make change. So I guess that's kind of connected then to being part of an organization. So yeah,
That's that was cute. What's your height, ba? Like how you say you're small. What? Well, I'm
di
small too,
naman super
actually.
small.
So
I'm
don't.
five. I'm 5'9".
Yeah, I'm only like 5'2". So you're fine. We're fine. And I'm like what, 25? I never grew anymore. But that's okay. Okay. So then we have Mattie. So hi Mattie, how are you?
Hello, so I'm Mattie Balagat, and I'm 21. I'm currently second year student at Okayama University. So I'm based in Japan, and I'm taking environmental studies.
Oh, so you're you're now streaming from Japan, that's correct?
Yes, yes.
Nice. How are things over there in Japan?
Here it's winter, and as being like born and having lived in the Philippines all my life,
Mm,
sobrang gusto yung winter.
same.
So I stay home.
Are you so you're dorming? Do you live alone in Japan?
I rent an apartment with two other friends.
Oh, okay. And your friends, are they based in Japan or were they your friends here or you just made friends over there in Japan?
Oh, they're my batchmates here, and actually one is Filipino as well, and the other is Cambodian. So it's very
Wow.
multicultural. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And how is that experience so far? I
So
mean,
far,
still young, so it must be really fun, no?
yeah, it's really fun kasi parang you get to compare kung ano yung mga similarities and differences with like Filipino culture and other Asian cultures. So
Right,
it's
right.
really fun.
Yeah, and you're very, very independent, I'm sure. What's it
Somewhat.
what's it like being very independent? Pressure ba?
I mean, yes, like every day, kailangan kong isipin anong lulutuin ko for myself or pupunta lang ako sa convenience store. Ganun
Right.
bagay. Yeah,
But the convenience stores naman in Japan, they're okay, no?
that's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
you have a lot more choice. Danielle, have you been to Japan? Danielle, are you still there?
Airport.
Okay, there. Sorry, did you go to Japan? Like, have you been to Japan?
Into the that no.
Oh, okay. But do you want to go to Japan? Is that in your like list of places to go to?
If Mattie can bring me there for free, I'm down.
Um,
Matty, precious.
visit me na lang dito para libre lodging. Sure.
Oh yeah, there. At least you have a place to stay. Well, Japan's actually really nice. We've been to Japan, my family and I, and it's very beautiful. One of the best countries we've been to so far. So I hope you're doing okay, Matty. Okay, so there you go. These are our two ladies for today, Danielle and Matty. Now, let's dive into the youth organization. So, you both are part of Wayfarers. Maybe one of you could tell us a little background on Wayfarers. How did it start?
Okay, so Wayfarers is an environmental youth organization based in the Philippines, and it was founded in 2018 by our executive director, Charisse Regañon. And yeah,
Hi, Chris.
our current aim is actually helping solve environmental problems by spreading awareness of environmental issues and empowering the youth to take action on them.
Mhm. So, how long? When did the youth? When did the organization start?
So the organization started in 2018. So
Mhm.
ayun nga, it started with coastal cleanups. And it entered the digital in 2020 along with the ECQ. So
Okay.
a
I
lot of
see.
our
So
members, our current members, only joined in 2020.
okay, I see, I see. All right. And so, okay, I just want to give a shout out to Cherise also. Because I also spoke to her um regarding Wayfair. So she's watching. Hi, Cherise. Okay. So now that we have the background on Wayfair, maybe we can talk more on your vision slash mission for the youth organization. So I know you mentioned that the organization really spreads awareness, no, on the environment. So maybe we can talk more about that.
Yeah, so because there are a lot of, issues that parang are demanding our attention. We want the youth to know what they can do about it, and we want na in their life and in their local communities, they're making decisions that are for the welfare of the environment and the people, because we believe that the youth are can be in the forefront of making a lot of waves of positive change.
Hmm. Okay, so is that where you got the name Wayfarers? How did that come about?
Actually, I'm not sure how it came about, but it's more like kasi, diba, we started with coastal cleanups. Pero actually, from coastal cleanups, we learned na since parang very short term yung mga coastal cleanups, we decided na we will focus on education and advocacy instead. So
Mm,
from waves yung coastal cleanups, we're focusing on other environmental issues rin, such as um mga climate change, ganun.
okay. 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 So, all right. Um, sorry. Okay. So now that we know a bit of Wayfarers, this is a personal question naman for the both of you actually. Um, what Matty, when did you start with Wayfarers? Because I know Danielle's kind of recent, right, Danielle?
So for me, I joined in 2019. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
the founder is my close friend from high school. She's my batchmate. And I was looking for an environmental organization kasi mga environmental problems, they're very close to my heart kasi marami akong parang personal experiences na I realized how important it is to take care of the environment. And one of those experiences is parang yung mga floods, especially yung Ondoy. So, n- in my whole high school life, parang naghahanap ako ng organization where, I can try to work my skills and, just contribute. Kaya, nag-join ako.
Okay, so you and Danielle, you met in the organization already, or were you friends also before?
Essentially, yes. Like we were in the same school, pero she
Mm.
was 2 years above me. Like, at dahil
Yes.
sa Wayfarers, yung nagkausap kami.
Okay, and
And
how
that,
did you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
wait, how did I join Wayfarers?
Yeah.
Yun ba yun? Okay. So, last year, I was looking up orgs kasi, ayun nga, we were all in the pandemic, wala tayong magawa. And to parang alleviate the feeling that we're hopeless in a way, like walang magawa. I was looking up orgs, and since Wayfarers was founded by a group of students in my high school, I reached out to Ate Cha, Cha,
Yeah.
and asked her if she was interested if a group of my friends and I held a webinar for the org, since at the time they were on hiatus.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, tuloy-tuloy na. Like Cherry said, okay, let's do it.
From there, tuloy-tuloy na. We held the webinar, then we recruited more members, and
Mhm.
the rest is there.
Okay, nice. It really starts with friendship and connections, and of course research. But a lot I noticed here, especially those who I've interviewed in the past, their organizations they really start with friendships and connections. So to the viewers out there, it's important connections to create connections as you grow up. It's very, very important. And by the way, if you have any questions for Danielle or Mattie, please comment them down below, and we are gonna try to get them to answer those questions at the end of the show. And please don't forget to share also this live. Continue to share and like, and yeah, actually more and share. Okay, so right now we are gonna go on break just for a little bit, but when we come back, we are going to talk more about Wayfarers Organization. We are going to be right back after these few announcements.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Are you ready to explore a new kind of music? Yung bang kakaiba na hindi mo pa napapakinggan? Mga bagong artist. Nagugulat sa inyo sa kanilang awit at tugtugan. Discover them, hear them in Napalm Hour. Ang Napalm ay ang new all-Pinoy alternative music source na para sa kakaibang musika. Alternative artists and bands all the time. Catch them at Napalm Hour. Mondays through Fridays, 12 noon to 1 p.m. and 8 to 9 p.m. Streaming live on V81 Radio mobile app. Kaya i-download mo na for free. Now na! Coming soon on Napalm Season 3. If you rock with them, we're gonna roll them. Get ready for Napalm Music Awards because your new all-Pinoy alternative music source is about to bring the house down. Abangan at tumutok lang tuwing Sunday, 1 p.m. dito sa Napalm para sa mga updates. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio, Manila. Now back to Making a Difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. If you are just tuning in right now, my name is Erika Mison and you are watching Making a Difference on V81 Radio Manila. So before the break, I interviewed Danielle and Mattie. They're both from this environmental youth organization called Wayfarers, and they help spread awareness about the environment, about what's going on in today's society. And they, of course, invite the youth to help and take care of our environment. So I'd like to call back Danielle and Mattie. So Danielle Savellano, she is the Partnerships Committee Chair, and Mattie Balagat, she is the Public Relations Chair. So hi Danielle and Mattie again. Let's wait for them to come back on screen. Okay, there we go. Hi, ladies. Okay, all right. So now let's talk about the projects. This segment, I'm actually curious because I want to know, since you're a new organization, I want to know what projects you've done already. I know Mattie mentioned, and Danielle also mentioned that you guys, Wayfair started with coastal cleanup. So from there, I know you transitioned. So let's talk about all your projects, and then later on, we'll talk about your future projects. So coastal cleanups. Before, honestly, when I was your age, okay, we're not that far. Our age gap isn't that far, but I think, well, for me, only recently that I started hearing about coastal cleanups. So, how did Wayfair start with the coastal cleanups?
So from what I know, it was a social science project nung founder namin. And they worked with LPP CHEA. I think it's in Las Piñas and along Manila Bay. So it's always a problem na they get a lot of plastic pollution on those coasts. So parang natural solution syempre was to start an activity, and it turned out na maraming interested to join. So we actually they made it open, and a lot of people came, and it garnered a lot of attention really, because people saw that this was being led by youth, and they saw that coastal cleanups could become a very parang it's a starter activity to really learn, the impact of
Mhm.
plastic pollution and also get into environmental issues.
Mhm. Right. And okay, maybe there are some viewers that are watching right now and they're probably curious. What do you usually do during a coastal cleanup?
We just pick up trash,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the things we did sa mga last siguro sa last cleanup noong 2018 was after picking up trash for siguro 2 hours, we looked at what brands were on the plastic and
Okay.
tried to count kung um, ano yung mga companies na gumagawa ng plastic na to and how many kinds of plastic or trash there
Mhm.
are. So
Okay.
it actually it's more than just cleanup. It's also learning kung ano yung mga sources of this plastic pollution.
Right, right. Okay. And this is actually for Danielle also because I know Danielle did coastal cleanups in the past too. So maybe you could share your experience doing coastal cleanups because me personally I've never tried yet. So I'd want to hear from you ladies. Maybe Danielle, you could share like a story on what you did during the coastal cleanup.
So my experience with coastal cleanups involved joining ICCs or International Coastal Cleanups and an internship in Bacolod. And
Mm.
the one thing that stuck with me is how surprising the items that you find is. Like stuff that you could find involve diapers, feminine products, and even a mattress. We found a mattress once, and
A
there are
mattress,
also
like
like carcasses, like animal, yeah, animal carcasses. And there are a lot of trash that we can't really get. Like they're not microplastic level, but they're small enough that you can't get them, and that's what sticks in like the soil and what animals eventually like they ingest. And yun yung naging experience ko when I was doing coastal cleanups. And kahit kung gawin, like no internship namin, we did it almost every day. But kahit kung it was in a geo reserve and not really had plastic users, trash, especially in the Philippines since we're an archipelago. Maraming trash from other countries kahit kung hindi galing sa atin mismo.
wow. Okay, wait. So you found a mattress?
Yeah, it was so heavy.
Like a full on as in wait, what size? King size? I got so mattress, really? I mean you could
I think it was
I'm
double size.
they would just leave that there. Would you believe? You leave a mattress near the near the ocean. Where I mean there's a proper place for that, right? Intense. Okay. And yeah, okay. So that's how Wave Fair started, no? With coastal cleanups. You know, I noticed also another pattern. So a while ago, right, the first pattern that I noticed, youth organizations, they start with friends, connections. And then their first another pattern that I noticed, their first projects would always be connected to school, which is actually a good thing. Which is actually a good thing. I just noticed the pattern. Sorry, I'm noticing a lot of stuff here today, which is fine. So after the coastal cleanup, what happened next? Did you have other projects or um and Danielle also mentioned a while ago that you did a webinar for wayfarers. Danielle, hi Danielle, can you hear me?
Yeah, we had a webinar.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, what did you talk about during the webinar?
So during our webinar, we invited two speakers to talk about their experiences as experts in environmental science. And one was Masungi Gior, Masungi coordinator, and the other
Mm-hmm.
was a waste engineer, secondary engineer, if I recall correctly. So when we planned it, we with the pandemic. So we didn't want people to lose attention sa environmental topics. And usually during the webinar, we combine the topics na yun with the pandemic because we saw na there's a relationship between the two areas.
So, curious question. You mentioned nga that the topics you related the pandemic and the environment. So, maybe you could cite some examples. How are they related to one another?
Okay, so for the environment and the pandemic, it's been hypothesized for a while now that the coronavirus is a zoological disease or zoonotic disease. So it came from animals in a way. And
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's been proven, but if it hasn't, there have been zoonotic diseases naman in the past na we can refer to instead. So when we don't take care of the environment talaga, it it directly impacts us and even our health issues. So for example, kung floods, we throw trash out and plastic develops and collects in our sewage system. So floods occur and dahil doon, mas madaling to transfer yung mga diseases from animals like rats, ganon. Kasi they have to go out and not drown.
Right.
And ayun, ganon nagsaspread yung mga vectors, mga disease, and yeah, that's one thing that we connected.
Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I had to really think about, okay, so the environment COVID did start nga um from a disease that you get from an animal. So everything is connected to one another. No? So besides then the webinar, have you done any more projects, or are you what are your future plans for wayfarers?
Actually, after the webinar, the first thing we did was recruiting more members, and we had another webinar. But since we discussed na nga ang webinar, we had a donation drive in conjunction with that webinar, and it helped build publicity for that. And in the end, we raised, if I remember correctly, 200,000 pesos for our fisher folk community in Bacoor, Nabotas, and I'm not sure of the last community off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but near the Manila Bay area.
Nice,
And
congrats.
I think Mattie can discuss that more, like our donation drives.
Yeah, so we actually had two after yung webinar since in during the webinar, the second one was actually about conservation, and we invited a chairperson of a fisher folk organization to give us like a first person like account of what it's like to actually work with the environment and depend on it. So during the webinar, he told us about ano yung mga problems that fisher folk are facing. So we decided na we would want to help out since their partner community in Bacoor is actually facing a lot of threats. So along with climate change, which is parang threatening yung mga food sources ng mga fishes, they're also facing threats like reclamation projects. And itong mga reclamation projects, they highlight how much humans can really have a destructive effect sa mga um, sa environment, and this can actually affect us back since I mean if you're going to dump plants sa sea, which is a habitat for fishes, san pupunta yung like fish supply natin. So that's how we tried to help out. And during the November typhoons, when our community was also affected by a fire, so they had to deal with the effects of both the typhoon and the fire. So we thought na it would be best since we have already a community who's um, listening to these kinds of issues. We wanted to pull in their help and gather funds and raise attention on their issues. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you've done quite a lot already, and congratulations on raising enough funds. That's a very big amount, and I'm sure you provided so much help. Um, Now, do you have any future plans for Wayfarers, or is there like a main goal that you're trying to reach for Wayfarers?
Yeah, definitely. So, sorry, Wayfarers is, we have a very active social media presence, and we're trying to foster a kind of Facebook group, which we call Community. So, parang community siya for young environmental advocates na they're able to share mga news or mga environmental opportunities that other advocates might be interested in. And we actually get some people to write about an environmental issue, and we call it topic of the week or topic of the month. So it's really a learning space. And we're also planning to hold mga casual sessions we call tambahayan na every 2 months siya. And we did one or two last year, and parang my topic, and then we try to learn and discuss it casually, play games about it, watch a video together. So ano, something very casual and open because we want to get a lot of advocates and working together.
Mhm. So for the Facebook community group, community, right? Is that open to anyone?
Ah, yes, it's open. So you can actually find it and nakalink siya to our Facebook page.
Mhm. Okay. And right now, I know Danielle mentioned this a while ago. The After the webinar, you started looking for members. Are you still looking for members or volunteers now? Because maybe there are viewers out there who might be interested to help you guys out.
For the membership and volunteering, we plan on opening our member applications again soon. And for volunteers, we actually had a volunteer program quite recently, and it was concluded last January 5. And it initially started to help high school students who had community service requirements. So, as you said kanina, di ba, maraming sumasali because of their schoolwork. And ayun,
Right.
mga
What was that volunteer
may
program?
parang isang
Mhm.
araw na ang daming sumasali. Hmm?
What was that volunteer program?
May isang app sa amin. Tapos napansin namin, oh, they have a script. So we made the volunteer program so they can have a glimpse of what working with Waveverse is like. So this includes different types of tasks like creative work, social media handling,
Mm-mm.
news and feature article writing. And ayun, after they finish the program, pwede naman silang umalis. Like, it's a volunteer-based thing nga. and they can leave. Pero at least meron siguro silang na-earn na enhanced skills. And if they want to stay, mas mapapadali yung application period nila since kilala na
Wow.
namin sila and yung work ethic nila.
Okay, nice. I love that you guys have an application period also. It sounds very actually you yeah, yes, exactly. But no, that's good. That's really good. So and that's a very good program as well. You're giving me ideas also because I also have a youth organization and I want to have more members. So that's a good idea. Very, very good idea. Okay, so now that we talked about your projects, your first ever project down to your future plans, we are gonna go on another break. But when we come back, we are gonna talk to Danielle and Mattie, and we are gonna go a bit more personal, just so that we can get their insights. So we are gonna see you all after a few minutes.
We'll be back shortly, making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Pagpatak ng 7, dapat lahat nakatutok sa amin. Catch these programs at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Talk Shop Asia Global, USA Edition with Rolly Pagaspas and Rosario Cahucom Brad Perry. Home Not Alone sounds from home with Papa Gio and Freedom in Christ with Felson. It's all about entrepreneurship, entertainment, and enlightenment. Back to back to back programs at 7. LA at 7. LA at 7. Exclusively on V81 Radio, Los Angeles. Kabayan, nahuhomesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Now back to Making a Difference, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Okay, we are now back on Making a Difference. Again, my name is Erika Mison and I am the host for Making a Difference here on V81 Radio Manila. So, this episode, I interviewed two young ladies who are officers actually of the youth organization called Wayfarers. And we, just before the break, we were talking about their projects and their very first project and also their future plans for the youth organization called Wayfarers. Now, for the last segment of the show, we are gonna dive in and get more personal with Danielle and Mattie, just so we know their insights, especially about the environment, since it's both their personal and the org's advocacy. So I'd like to call back Danielle Savellano and Mattie Balagat on screen. Hi, ladies. All right.
Hello
So that was
again.
actually, this is actually a very things happened very fast. Like we're down to the last segment, and usually for the last segment of my show, besides in answering questions, or I like to get a bit more personal with my guests, just to see just for them to share their thoughts on the topic of the show. So since the environment, taking care of the environment is both your personal and the organization's advocacy, I actually have here two questions, very, very simple for you about uh, the taking care of the environment. So my first question is, why do you think, parang ano, binibining Pilipinas question, why do you think it's so important to take care of the environment, especially today, like this year today? What do you guys think?
We've touched on this a bit earlier, like relating the environment with the pandemic. But I think the main reason that one could think of wanting to fight for the environment is because we live in Earth. We live on Earth, and it's our home. So when we harm the environment, as said earlier, we harm ourselves as well, and it's vital for us humans to like depend on the environment and take care of it because it gives us food, shelter, it gives us medicine sometimes, and other benefits such as pets. Like everyone loves pets. So if you have a pet, then you should probably take care of the environment. And in a time such as a pandemic, it's really important to like check what you're doing. So an example for that is online shopping, and it might seem like a small thing, but it can really pile up to like have a lot of plastic waste. And it's this climate crisis that we have now. It's already been declared by the government, and it's really something that's urgent and that we should look into and focus on.
Right, right. Agree. I agree with all points from Danielle. How about you, Mattie? What are your thoughts on this?
For me, it also stands out that, we should take care of the environment because we only have one Earth. And right now, we're seeing, especially with the really powerful typhoons noong November, it's a very urgent task na there's a climate crisis on our hands and we have to do what we can to save the environment. And we're actually in a time na, these typhoons, di lang sila natural hazards, pero some of the things that we're doing, like our overconsumption or, mga carbon emissions, they're kind of accelerating kung ano yung damage na ginagawa niya to the environment. And, we're parang, especially sa youth, kaya super important topic siya is dahil we're going to be inheriting this kind of environment and we're going to live in it for how many decades. And there's a lot of mga actually very alarming news na, the environmental, mga endangered species mawawala because of rising temperatures. Pero, we all have kind of, it's a hope na a lot of us have capacity to do what we can in our own way. And I think it's important to remember na we have our personal circles, tas even with our personal circles, marami tayong magagawa with regards to, these big problems that are facing us right now.
Right, right. So follow-up question with what you both said. No? What steps can we take to help further improve the environment? So we can have personal, like what we can do in maybe we could change in our daily routine, and then maybe as a community as well, how can we help and really better make our environment better? What do you guys think?
So for me, the first step is really to learn more about our environment. And it seems at first na parang we're doing a lot of things wrong. We're using too much plastic, we're using too much electricity. Pero we need to recognize rin na, a lot of these problems are systemic. So, like example, sa plastic, wala naman tayong choice minsan. And, we have to recognize na sometimes bigger producers or even government agencies might have a bigger role to play. So, it's important to learn more about issues and you'll see how kind of have a more open view of environmentalism. It intersects a lot with issues such as social justice, poverty, mga ganun. So, everyone has kind of a um, entry point into environmentalism, but we might not just notice it yet. So, learning is really the first step.
Right,
Um,
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
adding
yeah,
on
next
to that, adding on to that, although individual change is important, I think that it's important now to make systemic change. So we need to pressure those who are higher up the food chain, I guess. So, for example, like having campaigns. So, in
Mm.
Wayfarers, we've had social media campaigns and email campaigns in partnership with some of our partner organizations like YAKAP and other
Mm.
orgs. And that's an important part of environmentalism. Like, although one person can make one change, it's better if we urge, we so that it can be sustainable in the long run.
We really need to start na talaga because I agree with, I think that was Mattie who mentioned it a while ago. We are gonna live on this earth for how many years, and we really have to take care of it. We have a question here from one of our viewers, actually from Tabawan Bongao, and it's for both of you. So there we go. The question is for both ladies, as an environmentalist, where do you see yourselves 5 to 10 years from now? Any career path plans? That's always the question. That's always the question, especially for those who are, yeah, Danielle's only 18 and then Mattie's 21. I've gotten this question a lot of times, still getting this question actually. So, but that's also a good question. Where do you see yourselves in 5 to 10 years? Si Danielle, ba, do you see yourself as a microbiologist? Or baka si Matty naman, do you see yourself really staying in Japan? I don't know. Have you guys thought about it already?
So for me, to be honest, I don't think that being an environmentalist as a profession is for me. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
more of a passion for me that I don't really
Mm-hmm.
want to turn into my work, if that makes sense. Like
Yes.
I'd love to become a field biologist, but I don't really know how to get there, if that makes sense. And ayun, in the future, it's probably just going to be a passion project for me. Like
Right.
I'll still like join organization, I'll still participate in Wayfairs. But your path
Of course, of course.
plan at the moment is more biomedical instead of
Wow.
environmental bio.
Nice. Go for it. Biomedical. Go for it. Go. You're already in your last. You're graduating senior, right?
Yeah. So college app season.
Oh yes. Yes. Do you have any? Do you have like a dream university, or are you just applying to
I don't
those
have
universities?
a dream university,
Mm-hmm.
but I've had universities like programs that I've been interested in, and I've applied for them and was actually accepted to some of them, but it's still
Wow.
open for.
Congrats. Yeah. Yeah. Like what? Sorry, if you could cite lang. Uh,
Oh,
where you got
I think
accepted?
the
Yeah.
one that I am most excited for is a biomedical engineering program in the United States. And yeah,
Go for it. Go for gold. I'm so excited for you.
I think as
Okay.
an environmentalist, you can generally like integrate it with envy. Like anything can be integrated with the environment. It's just
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
an application.
Yeah. But it's nice that it's your passion. Your passion is there. You really care for the environment. So it's gonna help you in your career. I wish you well on your career path. That's really exciting. And I hope everything turns out well for you, Danielle. How about Matty? On Matty naman, you're in university now. So are you enjoying so far? What do you see yourself doing after university?
Yeah, ako, I'm enjoying naman. I actually don't, but I don't really like this question when I'm asked it kasi sobrang napapaisip ako, ano talaga yung gagawin ko sa buhay? I don't know. So, Um, Compared naman to Danielle, I think I want to make environmental work my career. So, inisip ko pa kung after college, I'll join or be more active in non-profit work, or I'll take further studies pa. Kasi right now, I'm really interested in environmental anthropology. So, parang subfield siya ng anthropology.
Nice.
And ayun, right now I'm just really exploring a lot of options. Kasi yun
Mm.
nga, I'm still young and
Yeah, you both are very young, and it's good that you're both very active at a young age. And yeah, go ahead, feel free to explore. There's no time limit to explore. Even up to now, like I'm 25 and I feel like I'm still exploring. I'm still exploring my options, but that's totally fine. But I'm happy to hear that the kasi before the courses naman were like usual business or medicine. Well, ako, my course is kind of different na. It's more, it's international relations. So, it's getting broader by the minute. But those are really good plans, and that's a scary question. Even me, I get scared until now. 5 to 10 years. It's a scary question, but at least you have a plan in mind, and that's well for me um important. Okay, so before we end the show, I know you both have something to say, especially Danielle. You mentioned that there's another project that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So in Waveverse, we are currently implementing our paminaw small group discussions, and as the name suggests, they're small group discussions between high school students and environmental experts. So these involve those working in the field of agriculture, marine biology, and anything NV, basically. So what we need for this project is more participants. So if you know someone who is, for example, a teacher in your school, principal, or then you can send us an email at waveverse@ph@gmail.com,
Mm-hmm.
and we can talk about it. Or if you're a student and you want to bring the project to your school, then you could also message us on our Facebook page or Instagram account, and we could discuss it
Nice.
there.
Yeah, very soon. Um, do you have any shout outs, Danielle? Personal shout outs is fine.
Shout out sa aming viewer na sobrang cute mag-comment.
Nice. All right. Any more? Family, friends, the other members of Wayfarers. Danielle still there? Ayan, okay. Danielle, can you hear us?
Baka si Ate Mattie.
Okay. Mattie daw. Maybe you have
ating
um
here. Shout out sa Wayfarers family. Like, our team talaga super open sila, and it's been really great working with everyone kasi parang, we being young, we don't know everything. So we're just like really supporting each other and learning through it. And it got me through 2020, basically. And shout out rin to my family who's watching. Ayun.
she's doing fine in Japan. She's okay.
Alive.
Yeah, she's alive. All right. So there you have it, Danielle and Mattie from Wayfarers, an environmental youth-led organization. If you want to know more about Wayfarers, or if you want to volunteer or take part in their projects and their future projects, you can reach out to them on Facebook and on Instagram as well. Danielle, Mattie, thank you so much for being here today on Making a Difference. Both of you, you're already on your path to making a difference in this world. So thank you both so much, and stay safe, both, especially you, Matty. Take care,
Thank
you
you
guys.
so much, Erika, for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thanks, Danielle. Thanks, Matty.
Thank
Hope to see you
you.
guys soon. Bye, girls.
Take care.
All right, so there you have it. Those were the two ladies who are actually officers of Wayfarers, the youth organization. There was Danielle. She is the partnerships committee chair at such a young age. She's only 18, and of course, Mattie Balagat, who is the public relations chair, also very young, 21, and she's now studying in Japan. And it was nice to hear their thoughts also on the environment, on how to take care of the environment. You could see that it's their passion, and it's even their personal advocacy just to take care of the environment, which we should be doing every single day. Because again, I'm quoting Matty, we are gonna live here for quite some time, and it's also for the future generation. So we need to start taking care of the environment today. And they also forgot to mention that they're also on Twitter. So again, if you want to reach out to Wayfarers, if you want to volunteer for them, or if you want to know more about their projects, or if you want to collaborate with them, even, you can check them out on their social media pages. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right, so that ends today's episode. This is the second episode back for 2021. I hope you all enjoyed, and of course you learned, especially the insights of Danielle and Matty on taking care of the environment. So we have more shows here on V81 Manila. We're back to back every weekend from Saturday to Sunday. Even on weekdays, we have other shows. So don't forget to check us out on Facebook. That's V81 Radio Manila. Then we're also on YouTube as well. So you can find my episodes since season 1 on YouTube and on Facebook as well. And you can find all the other shows there on our social media pages. We also have a website too. And yeah, so after the show, I know we have a couple of more shows tonight. And of course, tomorrow again, we're fully loaded with more fun shows. And I would just like to also say that we are soon opening in V8 in Hong Kong. So it's going to be V81 Radio Hong Kong. Then we're also going to have in Bacolod as well. So V81 Radio Bacolod. So yung mga Ilonggo daw dyan, magkaka V81 Radio na tayo sa Bacolod. So I'm really excited for this year for V81 Radio. Shout out to the best tech team ever. Lagi ko silang nasya-shout out. I know struggle is real. The internet is our biggest kalaban. But then we have the best tech team ever. Shout out dyan, Kuya Michael, Kuya Jason, Ate Din. Salamat sa inyong tulong dito sa Making a Difference at sa mga ibang shows ng V81 Radio. So again, that ends all my my announcements. I hope you're all doing well and you're continuing to stay safe. I know there's a new variant, so a lot of people are again worried, but all you need to do is just really to take care of yourself and take care of others by wearing your face mask, practicing proper hygiene, wear your face shields, and what else? Social distancing. So please don't forget, we still have the pandemic, but to we're going through this together as one country. So again, anyway, thank you guys so much. Thank you again, Mattie and Danielle from Wayfarers, and thank you to the viewers out there, for those who would watch Making a Difference every Saturday. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Bye everyone.
The program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Making a difference. Making a difference. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erika Mison. Together with her cool millennials, they will be making a difference. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.